So I just placed a trade on gold and it's running. All right, let's see how it goes. I told you that I'm entering for a sell. Weights dropping, it might just hit my TP at once. I've noticed that there are lots of traders out there that are trying to trade gold, right, profitably, but they are still trying out different strategy, right, looking for the one that has an edge because they don't want to go through the whole stress and all that. And most of them might not have money to pay for mentorship and all, which is one of the reasons why I'm going to be showing you my Asian setups. So in this video, I'm going to be showing you my Asian session setup or strategy that I use to trade the Asian session. You understand? It works perfectly during Asian session, you know, the Sydney and Tokyo session, most people might call it. All right, so I'm going to be going to the chart to show you a setup I'm going to be taking, right, because today's Wednesday, right, the market is about to close, so it's would be opening around 12, right, 12 Nigerian time. Yes, 12 a.m. in the morning Nigerian time. You see, I'm still awake. So I'm going to be going through the charts if I see a particular setup, but I'm going to be explaining the strategy before the setup plays out. So you understand? That is if eventually we see a particular setup today, right? But I'm going to be explaining the strategy. Remember, the video is just to explain the strategy for you to understand how it works so that you could also replicate it and get same result, right? So guys, let's wait for the market to open. But before that, let's go to the screen. Let me explain the strategy for you guys. So first off, what I look out for trading the Asian session first is the number one, right? Like I told you, the F and R zone in our previous video. That's our top major confluence. All right. So now the second one is the daily time frame candlestick. Right, the way the previous day closed, right? And from there, I know what I'll be anticipating the next day. So the next stop day is the gap, right? So the gap direction, you know, most of you using Wanda, if you're using a Wanda broker, right, on TradingView, you'll notice that it normally opens with a gap, right? Unlike other brokers, it's always closed, but this particular one opens with a gap, which means once it opens, the first 5-minute candle, you might not see it. All right, so which means that if it's opening around 12 Nigerian time, yeah, it will open on Wanda around 12:05. You understand? That first 5-minute candle is going to, it won't display, so it opens with a gap, right? The next step I look out for is the market trend. Remember, the trend is your friend. You don't trade against the trend. And finally, entry structure. I said that in our previous video when I was talking about breaking down a setup I took during New York session, how I trade New York session, right? So now it's how I trade Asian session. So now, remember the F and R zone. If you don't know how it works, go check out my previous video. Although I'll create a new video explaining the F and R zone in detail. So if you want me to create that video, do up to you. Let me know in the comments section, right? So I want to see if you really want that particular video. So let me know. So let's say, for instance, the previous day candle. This was the previous day candle. Let's bring the week. So let's say this is how the previous day candle is, right? But first off, remember the trend. So let's say this is an uptrend. The market is in an uptrend because the trend, the direction of the trend really matters, right? You get. So let's say, for instance, it's an uptrend and we are expecting more of buys, and this is how the previous day closed. So this, the next day, which is the new day that Asian session is opening on. So we are anticipating more of buys. Remember, if it's going to buy, most of the time we might see it open, push down first, build that momentum and starts pushing up. You understand? That's how candlestick behaves most of the time, right? You get. So but most of the time it might just open and just keep on pushing on the daily time frame, not the smaller time frame this time around. Remember, we focused on the daily time frame. All right, so now since I'm anticipating market to open, push down small and starts buying, that is if I'm expecting more of buys throughout that day. So most of the time I might want it to open, push down a bit and start doing what? Starts pushing to the up if I'm anticipating buy. But if I'm not anticipating a buy, most of the time I wait for it to open, push up and starts dropping. Most of the time it just open and drop. So that's why I said all these things happens, you get. So that's why you see that most of the strategies sometimes are not 100%, but you'd also understand how all these things work. Okay, so now if I'm anticipating a buy, now the next thing I look out for is the gap. Right, so if I'm anticipating a buy and it opens with a gap to the downside, it gives me like a first confirmation for that particular buy. Like let's say this is where the market closed bullish, the next candle opened around this place like a gap to the downside. So what I will be waiting for is for it to push to a F and R zone, my entry zone, then maybe give me a confirmation on the smaller time frame, then I'd start buying, and I might hold that buy from that Asian session down to London session. And I've noticed that most of the time the direction, if market gives us that opposite direction, Asian session and hits those buy zone before let's say before 2 o'clock 3 o'clock a.m. when people are sleeping, most of the time that buy might happen throughout the London section. You get, so that's why I most of the time might hold it till London section and even beyond. You get, if I'm having fundamentals for that day. And apart from that also, that's if it does not hit my TP before getting to those particular spots. Okay, so that's one thing. If the gap is to the downside, it gives me more confirmation for my buy. Now, but what if the gap now opens to the upside? Because if it opens to the upside, it tells me first that I'm going to see a drop first. You understand? Which is, it's a good one for a sell, giving me a gap to the upside. Remember the opposite of that, if I'm anticipating sell and I see a gap to the upside, then I might just wait for it to hit a particular sell zone and starts dropping to cover up that gap. All right, so but what if I'm expecting a buy and it opens with a gap to the upside? What you need to do is that you check the previous day candle. Has it given a buy structure before the market closed? If it gave me a buy structure before the market closed and I wasn't able to enter that particular position, then it gives me more reason why this market might just open and start pushing to the upside. Okay, so but if not, then I might just wait for it to hit a buy zone and flow. But if it doesn't give me that, why it is pushing up, once it creates a buy structure around that place, I'll flow with the move. You understand? It's just pretty simple. You get, but the main thing is that we flow with the trend. You understand? We flow with the direction of the trend and all, and making sure all these confluences aligns. Okay, so let's say we are anticipating a buy, all right, and market opens with a gap to the downside. Then what I'll be waiting for is for it to do what? Hit a buy zone, and once it hits that buy zone, I wait for what confirmation, which is that entry structure, which I made me enter a particular trade during that New York session, but I'm going to be explaining it in details because I'm waiting for the market to open so that would flow with it, right? So let's just wait for the market to open so that I'll show you the setup I'm seeing, because I'm anticipating a sell actually. Right, I'm anticipating a sell, but let's see how it goes. If the market opens, yes, if the market just opens, would flow with it. Okay, let's see how it goes. Okay guys, so I just placed a trade on gold now. Right, so it's late already. So I just placed the trade. You see, most people are sleeping and we are here grinding, right? So I just placed a trade on gold and it's running. All right, let's see how it goes. I told you that I'm entering for a sell, and that's it showing on the screen. But let's just see how it goes, if it plays out well or not, right? So once it plays out well, I'll let you guys know, right? And I'm going to explain real quick on the charts the reason why I'm I entered the trade. Remember, I told you that I was anticipating a sell. You understand? So I'll break down the reason and everything, and you understand. I'll just basically explain everything that happens. Maybe that is if I don't sleep off, but if I do sleep off, then I'll create this video tomorrow, not tomorrow morning, which is today, right? Because it's morning already. So I'll create it later today. Also guys, the trade is still running. It's dropping already. It's dropping. Okay, so I'm even feeling sleepy, so I might just go and sleep. If the way it's dropping, it might just hit my TP at once. So let me just see you guys. So guys, it's currently 7 Nigerian time. I'm just coming back. I went out. I forgot that I was creating a video, so I just said I should round it up real quick. So I took several another trade. Sorry, I took another trade, a sell again during London section before going out, and so I'm going to be explaining both setups. Remember, I was expecting more of sales throughout today. So Asian section I sold, London section I still sold. All right, so I'm going to be explaining both setups, why I sold the Asian section and also the London section. So all right, so let's just go straight to the screen. Let me show you real quick. Okay, so now this was the first. Don't mind the screen, it's messy. Those lines you're seeing is because of my targets and all my zones, entry zones and all, so I don't just want to delete it now. If you go to the daily time frame, remember we said first off was the daily time frame. So this was the structure that the market was printing. Remember, I told you that I was expecting more of sales right today. You get, so, but this was the structure the market was printing on the daily time frame. You see how the previous candle closed. So let me use okay, let me use this too. So you see how the previous day candle closed. This is it here. So what was I expecting? First is, if this market is going to sell the way I want, first if the gap, remember I said if the gap is to the upside, it gives me confirmation for this sell, right? So which means if it opens with a gap to the upside, that's first. Then apart from that, it needs to go hit a particular sell zone, so which is once it hits that sell zone and also gives me that entry structure, boom, I'm entering for my sell, notwithstanding anything. Okay, so what I did here was that, excuse me, so this was how the market closed for Wednesday. All right, so this was Thursday. Okay, so what happened is that the market opened with a gap to the upside, and let me show you very well on this 15 minutes time frame. So this is the second side. Yes, this is it here. So you see the gap here, so you see the black candle, it closed, and then boom, this is where it opened with a gap to the upside, right? So you could see the gap here in between. Do you understand? So it made it open with that gap to the upside. I had this particular zone as my sell zone, so this initially was my sell level. Okay, so now let me explain. Let me go to the bigger time frame and explain why I had a level there. Now this point is a level on 1 hour time frame. It's an F&R zone on 1 hour time frame. So what I did was to mark it out first off, since I'm expecting a sell and it has opened with a gap to the upside. So the next thing was for it to hit this particular level, which it did, because I even entered this trade later on after waiting for several confirmation, because yes, market can just decide to take out that place and just keep buying. So I just waited for a confirmation, which was that sell structure. What was it? I just wanted market to create what looks like a sell structure. First, it should hit that particular zone. Then I want it to take out a low, right? Once it takes out a low, right, then the next thing, or let's say something like this, maybe hit that zone, can come down, push back up. Once it takes out a low like this, the next thing I'm waiting for it to come back to this particular level, then boom, I enter for a sell. If not, then what I'll be expecting is that once it opens with a gap to the upside, hits that particular zone, I want to see a drop, take out a previous low. Then once it comes back to this place to hit this particular point, because it won't respect that previous low, once it comes to this level, then I'll enter for a sell. You understand? First, I just want to see it create that sell structure.
Okay, so guys, what I was waiting for it to do was it now created that structure here, which is it created a continuation pattern to the downside. We see it push it upside, then it broke to the downside. And this is what I wanted to see first. Then while it was creating all this structure, we now had a 1 hour zone around this place while it was doing all this stuff, which means according to that structure, it shouldn't stop here. Instead, it should get to this particular point before we see a drop, since here is the next F&R zone. So the next thing was to wait for a gap to the upside, right, which the market created a gap to the upside, then push to this particular level. So I think I got in late. Why? Because when it got to this particular place, I think I was doing all that stuff. So I came to the chart and noticed that the market was now dropping. Now let me show you on the smaller time frame when I got in on that trade. Let's delete this. So this was the market when it opened, it played around, it even dropped down as if it was going down. Then all of a sudden it started pushing back up. So I think when it was going back, played around, came back to this zone, reacted, melted. I think this was when I now entered for a trade here and made my stop loss way above this particular point. You understand? Because of this structure. And the market played around, and then boom, that was that particular drop. So I don't want to waste much of your time. You get that was it. If you go to 5 minutes, you see it clearly. You see, I think this was when I entered for that sell around this area here. Yes, this was when I entered for that particular sell trade. Okay, so that's it. Okay, now let's go to the one that happened this morning, and that one is just pretty simple. So when that sell trade happened, this was the whole sell for that yesterday, that night Asian session. So it dropped, played around. I think it hit a 4 hours level. Let's see. Yes, it dropped down all the way to this level. It played around here. Sorry, I started pushing back up. So while it was pushing back up, I noticed that we now have a new 4 hours high here. Right, we have a new 4 hours high. Now this structure is tricky because when it took out this particular low, remember I said once it takes out this particular level with just one candle or two, right? Most of the time if it's coming back, it won't hold here because a lot of people will be selling here. And most of the time, yeah, it's tricky because most people will think, okay, the next zone it should be here. Right? But most cases, this was where I was looking at for it. Why was I looking at for it here? Is because 1 hour now showed me that after that smooth drop, right? After that smooth drop happened, there was no other zone, recent zone, while it was doing that thing. So the only recent level was around here, which is according to this structure, which one candlestick breakout, it should be above here. So it means my entry should be around here. You see, it was close to that power zone. So the thing I did was mark out that power zone, mark out this 1 hour zone. I go to 30 minutes. 30 minutes told me that it should be above here. All right. So what I did was I drawed a box here. right? So since I draw the box, why? Because there's a zone above and one here, so I just used a box to draw it, that knowing that around this level is a sell zone for me. So what I did now was to wait for market to get to that place and start reacting. So when market got to that particular zone, so this was it here. When it got to that particular zone, it started reacting. So I waited for it to hit that top of it, right, which is that 30 minutes. When it hit that 30 minutes, while it was melting back, I entered for a sell and made sure that the stop loss was at least a bit above here. So that in case it comes to tap it small and drops, I would still be safe on that trade. And that was exactly what happened. You see the drop also hit CP. So guys, I think that's just basically it, right? So if you're new to this channel, do well to hit the subscribe button, like this video, and turn on post notification to get notified when I'll be dropping my next video. And see you guys on my next video.